But what do you think about the youth as far as you both mentioned the age of the entire production team? There's something about that time in our lives where you can do things other people say you can't do because you just don't know the rules.
Because you're stupid, that's why.
Yeah. I was trying to beat around the bush on that.
No, I hate youth now because I'm 37 years older.
There's one now.
Sorry.
But yeah, you don't know what you don't know yet. And you know how to make a movie. I knew that much. But I didn't know what lay ahead. There was an excitement around the time of Hollywood. It was really fun to make. It cut together like butter. We came up with the music really fast. And off it went. And I wish, that's the most fun I've ever had making a movie. Ever.
Oh, yeah. Hands down.
So I wish they were all like that.
Can I ask you a question about the music? I mean,
You can't, you make fun of me. I've heard you in an interview.
well, that's what I was always. Well, but I did you do it on a synthesizer?
That's right.
In your home?
No.
Oh, sorry. Whoops. There's chapter 2. Please, that's why I'm asking you, John.
A movie that I made called Assault on Precinct 13. A synthesizer teacher, the computer music teacher at USC, and he had a little studio. So I could record one day on Assault, so I could record the score one day. I went back to him on Halloween weekend. So the first thing we did was the theme, piano and a couple of synths in the background. The rest of it was all improvised.
Improvised by you.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Pick your chair, you're going to pin myself now. I have an album coming out in February. John Carpenter's Lost Themes. I expect you all to like it.
Prices are slashed. We're going to take a couple questions from the audience. Make sure you've got a question mark at the end, okay? One again. Okay, go ahead. Okay.
So, to Perfect People, Perfect Movie, and I love how chaste Laurie is, and I think you were talking about how intelligent she is. To me, she's like the modern cinematic version of Athena or Artemis, one of those Greek goddesses. I'd like to know who your favorite actresses were growing up, anyone who might have influenced you, or at least someone you really resonated with. And sir, you, obviously you're the greatest person that ever attended USC. I'd love to know who your favorite villains are, like either literary, either from literature or movies, anything.
I did not have role models. I just never have. In kind of any areas. I mean, there are a few people that I have started to admire, mostly because of what they've done with their lives, not as much about their work. I mean, Meryl Streep is, whenever I have felt shitty and felt like I should just never do this again, I go see a Meryl Streep movie. And it just gives me some sort of an inhalation of her profound talent. And not that on any level I'm in a league with her. What I'm saying is that I look at her and think, okay, I'm just going to keep trying. Amazing.
I like you more than her.
But I'm being honest. I'm not somebody with a lot of sort of hero worship for me.
My favorite villain is Dracula.
From the
Villains, yeah.
Oh, thanks. Hey, David.
Jamie, John, thank you for coming tonight together. I appreciate it. Jamie, in this movie, what, as a young actress, do you think was the one scene that tested you the most? And John, what do you think is the one scene that tested the young Jamie the most?
Well, there are two things that popped in my mind. The first is there is a scene where Laurie walks upstairs, opens the door, walks 5 steps into the room, sees PJ on the bed. Is it Nancy or PJ? Nancy on the bed. Recoils herself into a corner, conveniently next to the cupboard, where PJ is going to come out, and then pivot and start to walk down the hall where the boyfriend comes swinging down, and then end up out in the hall. And there's an architecture, obviously, to it. But from an acting standpoint, I just didn't know really what to do. I remember thinking, like, oh. You know, this was just, I remember walking through it, because obviously we had to rehearse the timing of it all very specifically, so that all these things could happen. The cabin door could open, the guy could come swinging down, and I could go doing what I'm doing. But I remember, like, before we started rolling, thinking, like, fuck. So that, I remember that. And then there was that moment where we also architecturally figured out the part where Laurie's now been attacked by Michael in the house. She now has broken through the very obvious pane of candy glass. In the kind of kitchen area, and then she's running around to the front of the house, and then there's the scene where she runs out to the front of the house screaming, she runs, she falls, she gets up, she goes to the neighbor's house, pounds on the door, blah, 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 the neighbor won't let her in, and then she gets pregnant. There was also that moment for me, which was, we rehearsed it in the sense of steady cam, I'm going to come out here, I'm going to stop here, and I'm going to fall here, but then again, it's night shooting, there's the whole, the beginning of, okay, quiet, and then all of a sudden, like, all right, we're rolling, quiet. And I remember, like, the same thing, like, fuck! Like, what the fuck? Because I had never just, like, let one go. And it was going to just be, I just remember it was like the kind of thing you just have to sort of go. So I just remember that was a challenge for me because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing.
The most challenging scene was the first one she described. That was challenging for her. Emotions, giving lines, nothing challenging about that. But as you described it, the architecture of that scene, somehow, you're very nervous about it. It's very simple. You walk in. That was challenging.
That's what I used to say. What's easy? You just walk in, you see her, you back up. I will tell you. I will tell you something. We were shooting in the fog. I'm just going to digress for 10 seconds. We were doing a scene with me and Tom in the truck. And, we're driving in this truck. And it was the scene where we were ultimately back, come to the fog bank comes at us, and we have to back up willy-nilly. And I remember we were down on the sound stage, so we're just in the truck, and the grips are rocking the thing, it's all black on the outside. And John, we're basically looking at nothing. So, maybe they put up one little, and then John, I remember you, this is John. Okay, here comes the fall. Oh, it's getting big. Like, come on! Like, because you're trying to act really fucking scared. And here's this guy going like,